Hey everybody, you guys know I get excited whenever I get to test a new printer. Today I'm extremely excited. Couple reasons. One, it's Epax and everyone knows I'm kind of Epax fanboy. Two, it is a small screen, 5.5 inch I believe. I'll get all the stats. 4K mono screen printer. What does this mean? Since it's slightly smaller screen size than the Sonic Mini 4K, so that's a little negative on it, so it's a little smaller build area. But because of that, and it still has the 4K screen, it means it's got higher pixel density, which means better resolution. So that part, although I don't like a smaller build plate, I get higher resolution, so that part's pretty exciting because I want to see what this can do compared to the Sonic Mini 4K. Sonic Mini 4K, Frozen leapfrogged everyone by coming out with a small 4K screen, and I was expecting that Elegoo, Anycubic, a couple others would come out with small 4K screens to compete, but they didn't. Didn't happen. Sonic Mini 4K has been operating in its own space for, I don't know how long it's been. Maybe it's been 6-8 months. I don't know. So finally, someone came out with a small 4K screen printer to compete, and it's Epax. So it's got, you guys know I'm so used to saying crappy plastic lids. This has what I love, the old Epax lid. When you flip it up, even if you have this against the wall, you can still flip the lid up. I love that. This is the old Epax design, which I loved. I still love it. You know you pay more to get it, so I know some people don't like that, but I absolutely love not having the plastic cover. Solid metal, flip up cover, and flips up in the middle. I just absolutely love that. It's my all-time favorite lid design, and I'm glad to see that it's on this small 4K model. I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that they'll come out with a cheaper version also with all the plasticky stuff. But for me, if you have the money, stick with the all metal. I love that. Solid metal arm here, of course, nice and stable. It's got the 4-screw leveling system, which everyone knows is my preferred system, and customary to Epax, they always have the highest slope angle on their build plates. So the resin, while resin will pool on the flat part in the middle a little bit, no resin stays here. When an Epax build plate's up for just a few minutes, there's no resin up on these because the angle is so steep. I mean, especially on these sides, look how steep that is. I love that. I love not having, to wipe resin off or drip it off or whatever. So that's good. So standard Epax build plate. Metal vat, that's good. Okay, so this is on their more expensive version, and I'll flash the price, so I'm not even sure what it is right now. Everything's nice, solid metal, which I love. The port is on the side, power supply in the back, on-off switch on the side. So I'm trying a new format with these reviews. I'm gonna show the light source right now. I'm going to blank myself out. Let's take a look at the light source because that is, super important these days. In fact, now I'm beginning to think, this uniformity of light source is one of the premier things we need to check out. And so we'll check that out. Then, of course, even more important than that in the end is how does it print? How reliable does it print? And now that we have a 5.5 inch 4K screen, which I think, and again, I'll refresh by posting in here what the actual stats are, but I think it gives us around 31 resolution, which I think the Sonic Mini 4K is at 37, if I remember correctly. So anyway, but let me flash some stats here. Anyway, I'm really excited to see what this machine can do. So I'm going to go test it out. I'll have the high-res photos in the review and at the end of the review. And let me see if there's anything else I need to talk about. Standard power supply came with it. SanDisk USB, and then the knob to hold the plate on. And that's about it. Extra NFEP, which is great. So I'm excited to get testing. I want to get testing and get back to you guys and say, does this match the Sonic Mini 4K? Is it a little better as it should be than the Sonic Mini 4K? These questions must be answered, and I'm really excited to do it for you. So I'll be back in probably 2 or 3 days my time with some test prints and my thoughts on how this machine is working. Thanks. I'm back after my tests. I have to say I'm very impressed. This Epax small screen 4K prints at least as good as my Sonic Mini 4K. Honestly, with the naked eye, I've one from the Mini 4K, one from the Epax. Naked eye, I can't tell the difference. You're gonna look at the high-res photos. You make your own choice. What do you think is better or not, or equal, or you can't tell any difference? Up to you guys to decide. I just show you the pictures. In my opinion, let's just say it prints only exactly as good as my Sonic Mini 4K. So I know some people, I have 4 Sonic Mini 4Ks, and they've been performing exceptional. But I do know other people have had trouble with their Sonic Mini 4Ks. There's even been some videos made about it. I've had none of those bad things with my Sonic Mini 4Ks, but for anyone who has, you now have competition. Again, how much direct competition depends on what you consider, $659 price to, I don't even know what the Mini 4K goes for these days, probably around $320 to $350. I'll post a price comparison. But if you're in the US, I guess the upside is the Epax comes with free shipping. So anyway, very reliable, what I would expect out of Epax. None of my prints failed. They all came out excellent. Let's look at that light source again, because I want to talk about it. So the light source, as you're seeing it, was incredibly even, especially for a parallel light array. And I asked them, there is no diffuser in there. It's just their latest parallel LED technology. You can't even see it in the video. There was the faintest, I could see the faintest lines there, but obviously nothing troubling at all. I mean, it looked almost perfect anyway. I'm very confident that the light source is more than even enough to give me the good prints. And, proof is in the pudding. My prints came out great. It's what I expect out of an Epax machine, and it's what I got. So again, I'm not sure still if this is direct competition with the Mini 4K just due to that $629 price tag. But for people who have a little more money, and like someone like me who likes the iron box a lot more than the crappy plastic lids, which I know a lot of people don't mind, and it obviously gives you a cost savings, I prefer the all-metal construction. So for me, the extra money to me is worth it. Not like I'm throwing out my Mini 4Ks. I still love those. So, my review of the machine is it's solidly built, it's heavy, it's Epax quality, but it costs more. And I know some people say, well, if it prints the same basically as a Sonic Mini 4K, or even like the tiniest marginal bit better that you can't tell with your naked eye, like why get it? Again, if you want the Epax general quality the Epax gives and you want that metal box, then for you, if it's worth the money, it is. For other people, it won't be, and I understand it. So what I will say, though, is that I do think if you have the money and you like the Epax brand, you won't go wrong getting this printer. Very, very impressive results. And the good thing is, even if and again, let's just for now call the draw, say it prints as good as the Sonic Mini 4K. Well, those two printers right now are head and shoulders to me above everything else. Like, as much as I love my Mars 2 Pro and it's been reliable and really good, to the naked eye, I can see a difference between a print off the Mars 2 Pro and off the Sonic Mini 4K or this new Epax 4K. So there definitely is a difference between a 2K screen and a 4K screen when we're talking on smaller printers, right? Because we're only talking small printers right now. So the other interesting thing, though, about this I should mention, that's another plus I feel on the Epax side, is it comes with a 24-volt power supply, and the fan is rated for 24 volts, and the board is, and so are the lights. So you're saying, wait, Greg, you've never talked about voltage before. Why are you talking about voltage? Well, it's something I never needed to discuss before because it hadn't really come up. So higher voltage coming in means more power coming into your machine. The LEDs in there, when they're rated for 24 volt instead of 12, means the light's more powerful. What does this mean? This means on a normal, like on my Sonic Mini 4K, if I'm printing at 0.02 millimeter layer height, that normally takes me, with using Epax Hard Gray, 2.4 seconds cure time. This new Epax machine, because it's going to come with a bigger power supply and everything rated for that bigger power supply, it's going to cure that exact same layer in somewhere around 1.7 to 1.8 seconds. So it's about 25% faster. Now, that doesn't translate to 25% faster print because it doesn't change your up and down times. So realistically, that extra power that they're giving you should translate to about a 10 to 15% faster print time, which it's not insignificant. It's something, that's something to consider. You print 10 to 15% faster with this new Epax machine due to the higher power supply and everything inside the machine being rated to handle that extra power and for the light to output extra strong light. In fact, I don't even know if I should get into this. If you tune your machine, you could actually make it print faster. You'd void the warranty, but a lot of these machines inside, there's basically a way to tune. The LED lights can output more power than they give us right now. And I think they don't want to fry our screens or overheat the machine. So I'm not saying people should do this, but there is a way, if you know what you're doing, you can actually turn up the power of your LEDs and print, 40, 50% faster. Now, no manufacturer is going to recommend that you do this. I don't either. But I'm just letting you know, if you're a techie out there and you swap in on some machines like a better fan and you mess with the input for the LED feed, you could print a lot faster. But I'll leave that alone. I don't want to get into the weeds. Just this Epax machine, just so you know, should print 10 to 15% faster than the Sonic Mini 4K or a Mars 2 Pro or something like that, because you're going to get more power coming through from your lights. Now, the reason they don't tune it so it prints 2 or 3 times as fast as that, meaning more light coming through, because they're afraid, and I talked to them about this, they are afraid that if the light's too strong coming through, it's going to degrade the LCD screen much faster, and that screen, which is supposed to last you about a year, they don't want it to last half a year. People will be upset. Although for me, if I could print twice as fast, I would take half the life of the screen. I mean, the candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long. I think they said that in Blade Runner. Roy Batty I think it was the creator to Roy Batty. Anyway, sorry to digress. But anyway, this will print a little faster. So that's it for my review of this Epax X1-4k small screen printer. Prints great. It's reliable. It's Epax. I like Epax. I'm working on, just so you guys know, I am working on some more resin reviews. I've got some really fancy, I think expensive resin from Amerilabs. They have an advanced modeling resin and a tabletop gaming resin. So I'm going to be testing these soon, so look for those videos. I'm excited to test these because hopefully it's one of those things, maybe it's better resin. You get what you pay for, they say, and these are both pretty expensive. So let's see how they come out. I'm wondering what the difference is. I'll see when I print, I guess, between a modeling resin and a tabletop gaming resin. I'm assuming this one has a little more flex and drop protection, and this one may be a little higher detail, but I don't really know. Anyway, that's it. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, please subscribe. Check out my other videos for other reviews. Think about supporting my Patreon. The money from the Patreon goes for reviews, purchasing things for reviews like the resins, printers that don't get sent to me because not every company sends me printers. Oh, full disclosure. I don't think I said it in the beginning. Epax did send this printer to me for a review. Doesn't influence my review at all. My review is my review. It's honest review. That's all I'll ever do. Anyone who watches my channel knows I have still never taken an affiliation, a sponsorship, or anything like that. And believe me, basically all the companies have offered me that, including resin companies. I will never take it. Just so you guys know, I will never take a sponsorship. I will never take an affiliation like that. I will never take money to do my reviews. I won't do it because I can't, I feel like I can't be honest. And I always want to be able to be honest. So that's it. Oh, my Dragonborn fell down. So anyway, let's look at the pictures again. If you like any of these models, I'll have the links in the description below to where you can get them. These are actually all from my Pit Fighter Kickstarter, so that's easy. And that's it. Thanks, and happy 3D printing, everyone.